tell you that what I figured out about organizing is it's not about getting rid of things. Organizing is about making good decisions about what you keep in your home and in your office. And the way to get organized is very simple. It's about understanding, first of all, what you value in life. So if you don't know what you value in life, how do you know what to keep around you? The first thing I ask you is to think about what the top 10 things you value most in life. Is it relaxation? Is it getting a new job? Is it having a new relationship or ending a relationship? Or could it be becoming an athlete or a superstar or a great business person? What is it that you truly value in life today? Not what you valued 10 years ago, but what you actually value today. So that's the first step that I figured out about organizing yourself and your space. The second thing I thought about is people's language and how they were talking to themselves and others. And I realized that everyone was starting to talk, when they talked about what they were going to keep or what they were going to do in life, they would say, I need to do this, or I have to do this, or I gotta do this, or I need new shoes, or I need a new haircut, or a new car, or instead of I want something, or I will do something. I realized very quickly that needs are air, food, water, shelter, sleep, elimination, and sunlight, the 7 things that keep you alive. Everything else in life is you want it or you don't want it, or you will do something or you won't. So that was the first part of the language thing that I realized that it was causing people to get derailed from what they actually want to do. And if you want to do better in school, if you want to get better grades, if you want to do better at work, you want to go in a new direction, if you want to change your attitude, the first thing you would say is not I need to do that, but I will. So, and you can start with I want. I want is still contemplative. It's not an action. It doesn't make you do anything. But I will is actually speaks directly to the subconscious process, which is the part of our mind that actually drives us to where we want to go. That was the first thing I discovered about our language, and I call it impeding language. It actually impedes us from getting ahead. So the second part of the language I figured out is people were indecisive. So indecisive language is I'll try, I tried, if, but, could, should, maybe, someday, sometime, possibly, probably, maybe. And the 2 words that combine, which is a new indecisive phrase, is kinda, sorta. Have you heard kinda, sorta? A lot lately. I don't know where it came from. It just popped into our language stream. So, or sorta, kinda, or kinda, sorta, either way. Try and tried seems to be the most common though, as I need, you know. And so I thought, how can we keep going and becoming more and more organized and get our work done and really follow through on the things that we value when our language is indecisive? Because again, it speaks to the subconscious process. And I remind people that I don't know what you mean when you say I tried or I tried. You know, you either went to the doctor's office or you didn't go to the doctor's office. You either picked up your clothes off the floor or you didn't pick up the clothes off the floor. You either did your homework or you didn't do your homework. So try is a protection for not doing something that you truly value. And perhaps it's because you think you won't achieve what you want to value, or you know you won't achieve what you want to value. Some people, you know, I have had clients and people that have worked for me that want to do great things, but it's not really in their repertoire. You know, if you have arthritis, it's going to be really difficult to become a champion ice skater unless you do something about the arthritis. Or if you want to be a basketball player, but you're uncoordinated. You know, we really want to have people people be realistic about what they want in life and really take a look at that. So after that, with the I need and the indecisive language, I started to hear something else in people's language. And that was, I feel like, or I feel that, followed by a thought rather than a feeling. We have eliminated adjectives from our language. We don't say I feel unhappy, or I feel disappointed, or I feel enthusiastic. We say I feel like we should go to the movies today, or I feel like he doesn't understand me, or I feel like she doesn't like me. And that worried me the most, because when we become unfeeling and we don't know our feelings and we can't name them, that means we've become robotic. I started to realize that we've become extremely needy, indecisive, can't make a decision, don't want to make a decision, and then robotic, inhuman in a way. So the second part of getting organized, I realized, was changing the language and how you speak to yourself and others. So when you tell kids or you tell parents, you need to do this for me, it actually doesn't make sense in a way to them, and it will actually defer them or derail them from what you want them to do. With communication between kids and parents and kids and adults with adults, it's really better to share your feelings. First of all, I feel disappointed, or I feel elated about the situation and what it is. And then also to say, will you do this for me? Will you do your homework? Will you drive me to the movies? Rather than you need, or I need you to. So that's a big part of getting organized.